Hello everybody, welcome to European Ship Simulator. Now, I have not done actually that many simulation games on my channel, but I feel like it's something that I quite enjoy, at least going off of Euro Truck Simulator, but I will talk about that in a little bit. So, this game is in early access. It's developed by Excalibur, who is also the publisher, but they're also a publisher of quite a few other simulation games. But anyways, this game came out on the 21st on early access, and I'm recording this on the 30th. And it, just like a lot of my early access coverage, it's a game that has, well, not really that much content. But it has kind of a platform, and that's what they're selling it on right now. And before we begin, I'll discuss how this compares to kind of some other simulation games, but this is a very boring game, and I probably wouldn't call it a game. It's definitely a simulator. One thing I forgot to show was the settings menu. That's all there is. But let's just start with the first mission, and we will talk about that. So my biggest problem with the game basically is stability. I've already recorded a video on this. Didn't like it. It just was awful. But the thing is, before then, I had played this one mission maybe 25 times, and I've never completed it. It has always crashed, especially right when you get to the ship you have to tug. I recorded it, and it worked that time, so hopefully it will work this time as well. So anyways, we are in a tugboat. I have 3 camera views. One of them is obviously outside. One of them is inside that I can walk around in, like I'm an actual person. And the other one is locked to this view, but I can control the ship controls here. So I like going outside. So our objective is to get out of the port. So I can use WSAD to shift the angle. And I got damaged there. Oh, look, the game crashed. Okay, alright. Alright, let's try this again. So like I said, this game is very unstable. And I guess in contrast to the last time I played it, when I recorded it, this one crashed pretty early. But anyways, let's head on outside the port. What's interesting is you have 2 controls here. Now, I don't know if it's given the particle. I'm not sure if it's one on each side, or if it's one in the front, one in the back. It's a bit strange, because then you get, particles in the front, so my theory already doesn't really matter. What is interesting, though, is that there's 2 sets of gauges. Obviously one for... Let's try this again. Alright, you have 2 dials. Without doing anything, let's just look at this. So, the top one right here, if I change it, if I go really high, you can see that that's my target. But below that is the actual speed. Same goes for the angle of, I guess, the rudder? I don't know if tugboats use rudders or if they just have pivoting propellers. But anyways, I can turn it really quickly, and it will continue to move at a constant speed. And that's... kind of cool, probably. I don't know what I'm trying to get at. It's interesting in that you have to account for that when you're making tight turns, because a lot of times you can change the speed, say, of your ship, but all you're doing is you're changing the target speed of, say, the propeller. But if you're about to hit something, do you slow down and not turn, or do you turn the ship? Also, I'm turning too fast here, see? Or do you keep the speed up and try to turn? Because when you turn, the propellers are still going, and you can move it out of the way. So there's some very mild amount of strategy there. But that, in a way, contributes to just how slow this game is. So this is the first... I don't know if I consider it tutorial, because there's not really... All the other missions have very similar aspects, and I can turn on little arrows here. to see where the objective is. And these missions are just like this. You just go from point to point. You don't really specifically do anything. It's not like... Well, for the tugboat, you go out, there's a ship all the way out over there. That ship all the way in the distance. And you click on the tug button, and you make a link and you pull it back. So far, that's the most interaction. I've done also a passenger ship mission, and all you do in that is go from point to point, and suddenly passengers appear on your ship, and that's it. You know, it's not... Currently, it doesn't feel like there's all that much real immersive control with that. Now, the thing is, you're one person controlling an entire ship, and it could be a freightliner or you know, a huge Titanic-like ship. You're not one person that's going to do everything. So there is a certain level of you have to make compromises to make the game function. Now, I keep using the term game, but it's not really a game. It's definitely more of a simulator. You're probably not really going to have that much fun in this game unless you just want to constantly sync. Oh, okay. All right, we crashed. All right. Okay, let's do this again as I talk. Okay. Alrighty. So, what was I saying? Right, so there is a certain level of, I'm gonna get damaged here, maybe? No? Okay. There's a certain level that you have to just ignore because it just wouldn't really be a game. Oh yeah, I was talking about the fact that it was kind of a simulation. This isn't really a fun game. You're probably just going to screw around if you want to have quote-unquote fun, although I don't want to get into the debate of what's fun. But the fact is, this is a very boring game, and as a really good anecdote, the first time I tried playing this, I got tired of this one mission crashing constantly, dozens of times. I just loaded up the passenger ship one. It took forever to get out of the port and all that, and pick up the passengers and get to the docks and whatever. Whatever, I don't know. I'm not a ship person, so I don't know the details of what words mean. But, okay, there's twofold to this. One is that I actually went to bed, or I took a nap for like an hour, hour and a half or something like that, with the ship just going off towards the objective, or what I thought the objective was. On your map, it doesn't show the objective unless it's in view. And if you look around, you have to click on this button to see where the arrow is. But it's not like it says, oh, go to heading, you know, 45 degrees, something, something, something. At least I cannot find that on my map. You know, I don't see it in here anywhere. So I don't know where the objective is. I just try, because the horizon is really glitchy, sometimes I can see like a speck of green, like 2 pixels of green, and I just assume that's the objective, and I just set it towards that. And I woke up and I was still writing. Now, the second part of that issue is the fact that there is a kind of fast travel system in the game, where if it detects, this is my understanding, if the game detects that you are going to just be traveling non-stop towards an objective, that it will give you the option of skipping time. Awesome in concept, except for the fact that it seems to be a small window or small area that it counts, because I got to an objective and it said something you can now skip time to go to the next objective, and then that option went away within, I don't know, 100 feet, and then I wasn't able to skip time anymore. So again, interesting concept. Wish there was a button on my screen that could speed up time, because this right here, this is the button, I believe, that allows you to skip time. But there's no game speed change, so I can't set the game to like 1.5 speed or 200%, 300%, 400%. That just isn't there. There's a specific button that is right over here on the right side of the screen that is contextual. So I just talked for how long getting out of the port just to see this, which says go over to the ship, which is what we'll do. So that's, there is a certain aspect of usability that I think would allow this game to be much more enjoyable to a wider audience. Because here's kind of my conclusion that I came to when I last recorded this game, is that this is not... Okay, I want to make a comparison between two games, this game and Euro Truck Simulator 2. I never thought of myself as really a simulator person, but I have like 70 hours in Euro Truck Simulator 2. I love that game. And here's why. It's, in some ways, it is a very accessible title. Yeah, here's a horn for you too. There you go. It is a very accessible title because people have played lots of driving games before, or at least it blends in with another genre. This game isn't like those, really. It's kind of, you wouldn't have played anything like it, and a lot of what you're used to, like, yes, you press W to turn up the speed, you know, the RPM of your ship, and you go around. It has kind of... Okay, I crashed again. Alright. Okay, so I had to take a break, just to gather my thoughts again. We were basically talking about usability for a wider audience, and I talk about kind of vague concepts a lot of the time, and I'm sorry about that, but this is my medium for speaking. Basically, my underlying thought, I would summarize, is that not all simulators are as accessible as something that is very close to games that people have already played, like Euro Truck Simulator 2. Let's increase the speed, and we'll head over to this dock over here. So that particular point is why something like Euro Truck Simulator 2 is the game that people always talk about when they say, why is this game so great? Because they think of it just being this boring simulator, but it's a fun game because the other thing is you're doing something constantly. You are always doing something in that game. In this, though, I'm not touching the computer. I mean, I could turn up the speed, you know, to an insane amount, hit the horn, but I'm just laying back in my chair, waiting for something to happen. And because I can't just speed up time, because, for instance, if I wanted to do a maneuver, it can be really dangerous if I set the speed actually that high. So what I could do is just set it to a low speed, or something, like, I don't know, 5,000 RPM, and then turn up the speed so that I don't kill everybody. You see what I mean? Also, I'm gonna kill this boat. Get out of the way. 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 But it's not my fault, it's his. Oh, I'm on the... Wait, I'm on the wrong side. Okay. I remember the first night I played this on this angle, I almost killed everybody. So let's move this down. I just need to move backwards a little bit, I think. Am I moving to the right? I'm moving to the right, okay. Because I believe there's a propeller here and a propeller here that I control with these. So, yeah, the game has a good base, and here's kind of the thing. There's a lot of empty moments in this. It's not something like Euro Truck Simulator where you may be able to play it and always be engaged. I mean, I was able to take a nap in between areas because of, again, of the glitched timing system. And that's kind of where this game lands. Don't buy this if you think it's cool and Alright, shut up. Don't buy this game, or don't buy the simulator if you're someone who's very, very casual. Like you're looking for something surprisingly good. You would buy this if you actually like ship sims. Or you like ships. That's why you would buy this. Also, I need to move that out of the way. You would buy this if you like ships. And that's kind of, the, idea here. It's not some that a lot of people would be into. And I think it's a cool idea. I would like a good ship sim. But I think there needs to be more usability aspects that make it easier for a wider audience to enjoy. Like the timer thing of some kind. Actually, I think that's a lot of the problems with this, is that it's just tweaking stuff. I'd like to be able to just speed up time. Granted, this was not the best maneuver, but jeez. Alright then, I'm just gonna crash it. And I'll kill everybody. And I'll walk around. There we go. Go down with the ship. Right, so European Ship Simulator. It is $20 on Steam. Early access. Developed by Excalibur. Published by what seems to be Merge Games and Excalibur. We're dead. Early access. Launched only about 10 days ago. Yes, it's very, very early, but at the same time, launched way too early, I think. As with a lot of my complaints with early access titles. Just not much here, and I would only consider purchasing this if you're somebody who actually likes ships. Otherwise, I do not think you'll enjoy it. Not unless they add a lot of other, I suppose, handicap features for compensating just how boring ships are in real life. We're going down. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. It's not even the right song, is it? Going down fast. I'm a submarine. Oh, he facepalmed. And that's European Ship Simulator. Yeah, if put it this way, if you like this game, you'll probably find my video to be very offensive, bothersome. You'll hate me for it. But I take it from somebody who, I guess, has a very broad look on things. If I were a niche channel all about simulators, I'd probably have probably a better outlook on this game. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.